This podcast is a proud member of the Unidentified Network.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, live and in colour, it's Mr. Wayne Lovejuice.
The other day I produced a movie, had a track with an interesting chappie who said that the YouTube algorithms really aren't that happy. If a channel only broadcasts once a week, so we decided we could texture whenever we've got a piece of news in our new book on the track extra.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's John Downs. I'm the director of the Centre for Fortean Zoology, and welcome to another episode of On the Track Extra. I'm not going to do what I normally do and tell you all what this show's all about, because I have a sneaking suspicion that you wouldn't be watching it if you didn't already know. So, I won't be telling you that it's a mixture or a melange, other things beginning with M, of hard science, weird shit and surreality, because you already know that. And so I'm also not going to get a guest to come and explain surreality to you, because this one can't find one.
Soon you're gonna come.
And before anybody gets all antsy and accuses me of something or other, that is apparently me, or at least my face manipulated by the lovely Katy Elizabeth for reasons of her own. It's been a weird couple of weeks. Unfortunately, there has been another one of those annoying shitstorms which take over the cryptozoology world once in a while. And it all started off once again with somebody victimizing poor Daniel. And so I wrote another song for him, or rather Elton John wrote a song that I nicked bits of. Sorry, Elton.
Daniel was flying last night on a plane, but he received so many threats from somebody I cannot name for legal reasons. That bitch is someone I can't name. Daniel was flying last night on a plane. The threats kept mounting up again and again and again when he was on that plane. That bitch seems borderline insane. Daniel was flying last night on a plane. He had a panic attack and left the back to London again. But that boy has courage. We'll be hearing from him again. Daniel was flying last night on a plane. When a jealous bitch acting out of spite was just causing him pain, but he'll complete his movie. He'll tell his story once again.
I'm recording this on the day after my 65th birthday. Back when the world was relatively stable, 65 meant retirement age, which means I am now officially an old git, and I'm quite happy to be an old git. I remember my father saying to me on his 70th birthday that all his life He'd either been too old or too young for things, but now he actually felt the right age. And you know what? I thought he was being stupid, or worse, that he was rationalising the fact that he was 1 year closer to the end of his life. But I know truthfully now what he meant. I quite like being 65. I feel good. I feel self-actualised. I feel that dear old Abraham Maslow would have approved of the way I feel now, 5 years before my 70th birthday. So, let's get on with what's been happening in the cryptozoological world this week. Well, to start off with, dear darling Katy Elizabeth is at the moment up on the shores of Lake Champlain doing stuff, and yesterday she sent us this video.
Good morning, everyone. This is Katy Elizabeth coming to you live from Lake Champlain. Just keeping an eye out for Champ as always. Got my camera all set and ready. Have my hydrophone recording at the moment. Just the usual sounds of fish quacking. Nothing unusual yet. Very calm here. We're going to get Kelpie 2 out tomorrow to do some sonar scans, hydrophone work, use the underwater ROV, which can dive down to 350 feet. And I have to practice a little bit with the waterproof drone today. I would go out today, but we got some really ominous looking clouds out in that direction towards Vermont. So just to be safe, I think it's a better idea to go out tomorrow morning. The next few days, it's supposed to be really, really good. Very, very light wind, and also no precipitation in the forecast. So I figured I'd give you guys a update. It's been really rainy on and off since I've been here, so that's why I haven't posted any live videos. Also, I've been setting up game cameras in some really remote swamp areas where these animals have been seen, and out there really isn't any service. So I'm just recording as I go along and saving the videos as I'm out in these remote locations. And I will keep you guys updated, and we'll be getting out on Kelpie 2 tomorrow. So really excited, and send some prayers for our safety and some good luck. Hopefully we'll get champ animals on sonar again. Alright guys, stay tuned, and I will give you some more updates. Have a great day.
Once again, I always like to try and bring you live footage from the field, because above everything else, the CFZ is a field cryptozoological organisation rather than just a purely theoretical one that sits at home behind our computers. Even I get out into the field when I can, even though I'm afraid that my days of being able to do much more than be dragged up and down hills in my wheelchair are mostly gone. By the way, just in case you saw this was given to me by my darling stepdaughter Shoshana. And she's right, I am a slut for cryptids. We will bring you more news from the lake as and when we get it. And until we do, just enjoy these shots of Katy's expedition boat, the Kelpie 2. And keep your fingers and all your other appendages crossed that, although so far she's been very lucky, she's got sonar footage and she's got pictures, help her this time to get the definitive pictures, which will make the naysayers shut up and take notice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back, and this is now the following day. It's been quite a long week, because not only did I turn 65 on Thursday, but I've had to deal with all the normal amounts of internet drama which seem to crop up, even amongst the people in the cryptozoological community. What do I mean, even amongst the people in the cryptozoological community? Some parts of the cryptozoological community are the worst of all. But here I am, and I'm now going to be able to tell you all about what's in this, the latest issue of the Devonshire, the magazine of the Devonshire branch of Butterfly Conservation. And it is a very, very interesting little magazine. And first of all, I want to tell you all about the Members Open Day. Don't worry if you're not a member, it is open to the general public as well, which is jolly good. The event is being held on Saturday, the 19th of October, at the Boniface Centre in Crediton. Non-members are also very welcome. See, I already told you that. First of all, we have Sarah Gillespie, who's a renowned printmaking artist, currently specialising in the centuries-old art of mezzotint engraving and focusing on British moths. The gradual drawing forth of the image from the darkness seeming a perfect match of method to subject. Discover how Sarah transforms her delicate moth drawings into exquisite prints, emphasising these often overlooked insects. I think that sounds absolutely brilliant. I love mezzotint engravings, so I'm certainly, if I can get there, I'm certainly going to be watching her talk. Then we have Max Anderson, the Southwest Landscape Officer for Butterfly Conservation, primarily concentrating on managing reserves to improve the conditions for some of our most threatened species. Max will give a fascinating talk about nocturnal pollination and share some of his insights into the lives of our most elusive lycaenid butterflies. Those, for those of you who don't know, are the blues and the hair streaks. Then we have Phil Dean. I really hope it's the Phil Dean that I know already, but I don't think it is, because that Phil Dean is the custodian of Wally Hope's ashes. This Phil Dean is the founding member of Devon Moth Group. The group plays an important part in increasing awareness of the beauty, diversity and importance of moths and encouraging recording moths. Observing and recording moths is interesting and fun, but records also provide a vital foundation for conservation. Well, I can't emphasise that far enough. It's an absolutely important tool. Now, this next thing is actually cryptozoological. The checkered skipper is a butterfly species which was once found across parts of Britain, including England and Scotland. But in 1976, for reasons which still remain obscure, it became extinct, and one of the last ones was photographed in Plymouth by a local entomologist that year. In the UK, the butterfly still had a presence in Scotland. In 1995, Butterfly Conservation organised the reintroduction of the species to Lincolnshire woodland using stock from Belgium. The attempt failed, but another introduction of continental checkered skippers in 2018 has been successful, and this is in woods in Northamptonshire. This article goes through the story of the checkered skipper in Devon. This is one of the final ones that was ever seen in the wild, and it looks at the species distribution across Devon and when and how it became extinct. This is very important for cryptozoologists in general because it explains how cryptid species work, and this is something that I can't emphasize highly enough. It's something we've talked about in this show quite a lot, how species thought to be extinct can suddenly pop up in the place they used to live, and turns out they never went extinct in the first place. Then we have reports of a couple of butterfly walks. The first one at a place called Undercliff, which is Whitlands between Lyme Regis and Seaton. It's a very interesting time, and the most exciting thing they saw were wood whites, which is a very, very, very rare species in Britain these days. I believe that I saw them as a child, but that might be just wishful thinking, because at the age of 12 you see something and it's obviously going to be the rarest thing you can see rather than something perfectly common which could be misidentified for the species you thought it was. And it's really interesting to see the wide range of butterflies that they saw. There, for example, is a dingy skipper, and below it a marbled white, two species again that I haven't seen for many years. And then there's a talk of another butterfly walk a month or so later, in early July, where two more skipper species, the large skipper and the small skipper, were seen, as well as some utterly gorgeous day-flying moths. Look at the scarlet tiger at the top and the six-spot burnet underneath. Lovely insects, well done to everyone involved. And I am very impressed that Butterfly Conservation local branches go out and do these things. I think it's fantastic. And it's only the fact that I can't walk anymore that precludes me joining you. However, when I move back to Exeter, there is an active butterfly conservation branch in that vicinity, and if there's anywhere they go that's wheelchair friendly, I'm going to come and join you. Now we have an interesting article about how to submit butterfly records to the Devon County Butterfly County Recorder, and it's fascinating, and it underlines again how important regional records are for conservation and the general knowledge of the species. Then we have something that hits a bit home. It's about how to use moth traps for school children in secondary school biology lessons. Well, that's a jolly good thing. It's something that I recommend highly. I've lent my moth trap, or the CFZ moth trap, I paid for it, it belongs to the CFZ, to Gwyn at the moment, so she can use it to catch moths with her two little boys, so they can see the diversity of the things that fly by night around the housing estate where they live in Exeter. But this one is an article about how moth traps are now used to teach biology in the very minor public school that I got expelled from 47 years ago. Oh well, they still send me requests for money, and despite the fact I've told them that I'm not interested in being on their mailing list, they still keep on putting me on the mailing list because apparently I am one of their more famous alumni. However, when I told them I wasn't interested, they paid no attention to that, which means I'm so famous that they can't actually read my writing. And here, finally, we have a really cute story from a wildlife photographer explaining how he ended up accidentally taking a picture of these two very cute little wood mice hiding in a rotten log. I highly recommend that you people join Butterfly Conservation. I've been a member for about 15 years now. Oh look, and on the back cover there's some butterfly pictures from the year, including a purple hair streak, which is that one here on the left, a purple hair streak and a green hair streak. I've seen green hair streaks occasionally, but they're very rare, and I've never seen a purple hair streak, so that's fantastic to see, and it's great to know that they are still around in the county in which I have lived on and off for the last 50 years. Now, 54 years in fact. Now, finally, I'm going to be back on Saturday. I want to say a big thank you to Butterfly Conservation for sending me their little fanzine, and I want to say a big thank you to the lovely Katy Elizabeth for sending me the video of her on Lake Champlain, and I want to say a big thank you to V. McCrinnan for his bits. In fact, his bits are in a Welsh accent. And I want to say a big thank you to my producer Louis, who is still gallivanting around America in a cowboy suit, doing something monumentally strange, and I hope he's not taking any impetus from those famous pictures by Tom of Finland. So, I'm going to be back on Saturday. What am I talking about on Saturday? I don't know. I haven't recorded it yet. So, when I'm back on Saturday, and I think, come to think of it, I think it's the second part of my conversation with the Sasquatch archaeologist, Ray Harwood. I'm going to be doing the live chat and all the other stuff I do. And whilst on the subject of the live chat, will you guys please, more of you, come and join in? I know you're there. Come and join in the conversation. We'd love to have you. Come on in. The water's fine. And I'm going to be there doing the live chat and the notifications and all the other stuff I do. Are you going to be there, Mr. McCrinnan? Because if you're there, Mr. McCrinnan, and I'm there, I'll be seeing you.